That's hard to beat. First of all, I want to thank Jim and Jeannie for planning this wonderful wedding and this party and this celebration and including them. It's really been terrific. And we want to welcome Jeannie and her family, David and Mary and Sherry, as part of the Stewart clan. We look forward to seeing lots of you in the future. And I'd like to raise a toast to the bride. Jeannie. To Jeannie. All right. Anybody else?
I realized that I took a lot of your time last night, so I'm going to be briefer tonight, and I'm sure you all appreciate that. And I think someone famous also once said, brevity is the soul of wit. I wanted to just offer a couple of things tonight. First, I wanted to talk about the experience of watching Jim and Jeannie's relationship blossom and evolve. I think someone mentioned last night that our first meeting with Jeannie was at a wedding, was at our cousin Allison's wedding, and Jeannie was 23 at the time, maybe 24, and showed up, and I thought, that's bold, I like it. Meeting the whole family, the extended family, and 75 other random people, wedding guests. And Jeannie was just phenomenal. She was poised. She made a great effort to talk to everyone in the family and meet other guests, and I was really impressed. I was like, Jimmy, you've really, you're onto something good here. This is very impressive, and I was just really bowled over, honestly. And it's been a real joy to watch their relationship take off and reach its full flower that it has right now. And I mean, we all know they met through work. They have worked on cooking. They've learned Chinese, mainly Jeannie has taught Jim Chinese. I'm not going to ask him to demonstrate his Chinese tonight. They really have grown to share a lust for life. They lead an incredibly active lifestyle. You can tell that these are two people who love life, and they love sharing all of life's experiences together. They now enjoy scuba diving. They travel to a lot of exotic places to enjoy diving together. It's great to see two people who are so in love with each other and share such a passion for life. The other thing I wanted to share is something that's been profoundly moving and touching to see is the way that Jeannie and Jim interact with my son Miles. He was the guy who was moonwalking out on the dance floor a little bit earlier. And from the first time Jeannie met Miles, she showed this playfulness and attentiveness that was really, really incredible, really touching. And she's had this special bond with Miles. And when Miles hears that we're going to visit Jeannie and Jim, he lights up. He asks if we're going to go visit. He wants to visit more and more. And Jim himself, he's in some ways a grown-up kid, relates exceptionally well with Miles also, to the point actually where what Miles once asked what Jim did for a living, and I said, well, Jim sort of works with numbers. It involves a lot of math, high math, and Miles now wants to do something that involves math for a living. He wants to take after his Uncle Jim, apparently environmental law, which is what I do, isn't as sexy as doing math for a living. But he really looks up to his Uncle Jim. And we have been very fortunate to be able to visit Jim and Jeannie in New York quite a bit, and we look forward to visiting them more and more. So I'd like to just conclude with a very simple toast. I'd like to wish Jim and Jeannie a lifetime of bliss together, of unforgettable experiences, and in a few years, hopefully they'll take some time for themselves early on in the marriage. A few years, some little tykes running around and doing the moonwalk, perhaps. So here's to Jim and Jeannie.